it. You can get me anything from that first trimester that has a missing next to it by Friday, and I will grade it. All right? Okay. So today we are talking about slopes and y-intercepts. Slopes and y-intercepts. And we're really going to look at a graph. So you know that the slope of a line has the same meaning as rate of change. Does everyone have their note packets out? Okay. Gavin, you all right? Okay. The y-intercept of a line is the point that the line crosses the y-axis. It's the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So the common linear equation that we use is y equals m times x plus b. I know you guys have seen this before. This is called slope-intercept form, and we call it slope-intercept because m stands for the slope and b stands for the y-intercept. Now, we learned yesterday that the intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis, or you've looked at that a couple of times. The intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. We know how to count slope like in our sleep, so we're just going to move on. So this first graph is the graph of the equation y equals x. Now I'm going to rewrite this just a little bit so you can see in terms of slope and y-intercept. This is also the equation y equals 1 times x plus 0. And I want to talk to you about what that means. That means that my slope is 1 over 1. And because it's positive, that means I go up 1 and then I run 1 to the right. This means that I cross the y-axis at 0. Now, we don't typically put a number 1 in front of a variable because we just understand if we have a variable all by itself, the number 1 is understood. And we typically never write plus 0 because if I have $5, I don't say I have 5 plus $0. That's just silly. But in terms of like wrapping your head around this equation, the equation y equals x means that it's going to cross the y-axis at 0. And from there, I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And I can do that forever. And that's exactly what that graph is doing. So I think sometimes it helps to have someone explain it to you. Say that again. It's at 0. This right here, the y crosses at 0. Sorry, at 0. So this equation right here, y equals x, God bless you, is called the parent function of a linear equation. It's the parent function of a linear equation. And that just is how all linear equations started. Had a slope of 1, it crossed at 0. If I were to put a plus 2 at the end of my equation, if I were to rewrite this equation as y equals x plus 2, that means that this whole line is shifted up 2 units, but it still has the same slope. So that would look something like this. But we always start with the parent function. Okay? Questions? All right. Are you guys awake today? Barely. Yeah. Yes. I feel like you guys are having, we're having just angst in the classroom. Maybe just some bad energy. Candy's going to make that better or no? Just ignore it. Yes, candy will make it better. Corbett, grab the candy jar, walk around and give everyone a piece of candy. Let everyone pick one, but they must say thank you. If they don't say thank you, they get no candy. We're going to wait a second. Make sure no wrappers end up on the floor, please and thank you. Or sucker sticks. Yesterday I had a sucker stick get stuck to the bottom of my shoe. It was really gross. Don't be picky. Just pick a piece and go. Thank you. We still have notes to go through. Trading is legal. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was so nice. You two are so kind. Corbett, don't forget to give yourself something, okay? Come on, we still have notes. Don't be picky. Just get something and go. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. No, we're not doing trade outs. Okay. Get yourself something, Corbett. You can't legally take your candy and put it back in the jar. You can trade each other. You're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. Okay. Does everyone have their candy opened and they're feeling a little bit better? Nah, not really. Okay, I tried. That's all I can say. So, you think what? I'm sorry. We should go into the courtyard. That might help. Shh, not today. Not today. I will get permission to see if we can go in there one day since it's closed. I have to just let them know that I want to take my class out to the courtyard. I'll do that one day. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So when slope is undefined, you have what? We just talked about this. What do we know about slope being undefined? Tell me the two things that we know. What do we know about the x is in the denominator and x is what?
0.
Okay. So you have a 0 in the denominator. But what kind of line does it make?
Vertical.
And it makes a vertical line. Good job. I'm going to put slope right here. So your slope is a 0 in the denominator, and it makes a vertical line. When your slope is 0, it's a horizontal line. It is. Is it bothering you? I was hot earlier. And then that means that if you're calculating slope, you have a 0 in the numerator. It's nice, isn't it? You just need to start a bonfire out there and it'd be perfect. All right. Any 2 points define a line. I want to talk to you about what that means. And I used to have yarn in my classroom and all my real cool stuff is still packed up in storage. But I need 2 people to volunteer to stand up. Dakota and Antoine. Okay. Don't stand next to each other, just stand up. So if Dakota was a point, we'll call him point D. Your collar's almost up. Can I fix it?
Oh, it's a back. My collar.
Yeah. So, no, collar. So, point D, point A. So, in between Dakota and Antoine is a line. Look at that. They make a line. But if I were to add another point, like Kane, stand up.
Oh, wait.
In between Dakota and Kane, we could draw a straight line. But also in between Antoine and Kane, we can make a straight line.
You show my name.
Gavin Kane. I'd call him Kane. I don't know. Anyway, 2 points make a line. What about if Kellen and Gavin Kane and Kane stood up? And they were all on the same line. I want you to all get on the same line. Maybe look at the floor to make sure you're on the same tile. Okay. So 2 points make a line as long as they're not collinear. Collinear means that they are on the same line, right? So you guys all together, all 3 of you points don't make 3 separate lines because you're all on the same line. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. You guys can have a seat. So I know that's a really crappy picture of the graph, and I apologize. I'm trying to find some good graphs, but they just don't copy very well. So we're going to graph the ordered pairs. We have 2 ordered pairs, and then we're just going to connect them with a line. Then we'll calculate the slope. We'll figure out what the y-intercept is, and we will turn it into an equation, okay? So we're going to graph -6, 7. So 2, 4, -6, up 7. Should be about right here. I know you guys can't see the grid lines in there. It's just a bad picture. And then I'm going to graph the ordered pair +9, 2, 4, 6, 8, +9, down 1, 2, 3. And then if there was a fabulous line tool, because I really can't draw a straight line on this. So we're going to connect our 2 points with a nice straight line. Let me undo that. Let me try again. I'm going to try one more time. Did someone say it's squiggly? Ugh, I'm really trying. Okay. So let's count our slope between these 2 points. Remember that this is the ordered pair -6, 7. And this is the ordered pair 9, -3. So we're looking at the rise, the change in the y. I went from a +7 to a -3. How much is that? To go from +7 to -3. It's 10. I subtracted 10. To go, now I'm going to look at the run. I started here at -6, and I went all the way to +9, +15. So my slope is -10 over 15. What does that reduce to? Those boys out in the hallway just keep looking in here. They're liking someone that's in the classroom. They're disrupting. What is it? Yeah, it's -2 over 3. So my slope is -2 over 3. And if this had been a real pretty graph, tomorrow your warm-up will be actually on graph paper. So this equals -2 over 3. If this had been a real pretty graph, we could see that our graph very nicely crosses the y-axis at what point? Can you guys see what that is? It's 3. Yeah, so m equals -2/3 and b equals 3. So can we write an equation in the form y equals mx plus b? Can we write that? Yeah, what are we going to do? We're going to replace God bless you. We're going to replace the letter m with the -2/3, and we're going to replace the letter b with the 3. So my equation is y equals -2/3 x plus 3.
So you always keep x like in the equation?
X and y always stay in the equation. Great question. Always. Yes. Is everybody good with that? Okay. So now we're going to find the slope and the y-intercept of these 2 lines from the graph. I'm going to try and make it big. We're going to find the slope and the y-intercept, and then we're going to write an equation. So I'm just going to put m equals and b equals on both of these. And then I'll write the equation down here at the bottom of the graph. Is that okay? So the slope. What is the slope of this first line? So I want to make sure that I pick 2 points that go exactly through a grid line. I want to pick points that go exactly through a grid line. So I'm going to count how much I go up and how much I go over. It's 2 over 4, which reduces to 1 over 2. And that makes sense because I could have started here and gone up 1 over 2. There's a point. Up 1 over 2. There's a point. Do you guys see how that works? Okay. Where does my graph cross the y-axis? crosses at -1. So my equation, y equals my slope, 1/2 x plus my y-intercept. And my y-intercept is a negative. So I'm just going to write -1. You could write y equals 1/2 x plus -1, but I think that looks weird. What do you think? Yeah. You think it looks cool?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I want you guys to not write plus a negative. Don't do it. Yuck, yuck. Okay, next one. Someone go up there and count the slope. I'll fill in the dots after you do it. Antoine, go. Quick, like a bunny. Give us some slope. Good job. Your slope is -2/1. -2/1. Awesome. Keep going. Sure. Where does it cross the y-axis, Antoine? Count again. Okay. So that means awesome. B equals 3. I'm trying to trace what you write. Pretty good, right? Okay, so that's awesome. Thank you. Let's pick apart Antoine's equation. He wrote y equals -2/1 plus 3. Corbett, he's missing the x, and Daniel. Yeah, let's just write -2 instead of -2/1. So we're going to write the equation y equals -2x plus 3. Sir.
You don't take points off if you write like 2/1, right?
I wouldn't take points off. Typically, I'll circle it and I'll write the word fluff next to it. I call like when you write extra stuff in math, it just makes it confusing, and I call it fluff. And sometimes too much fluff makes stuff just messy, right? So I'll just circle it and write fluff. Okay. Gavin Kane, you're up next. Go find the slope and the y-intercept of that beautiful graph up there. Okay. You go up there. Go close. You can do the next one, Kate. She'll help you out. No, I'm not going to help you. You're fine. You can pull a partner. Have Kellen help you.
Come on, Kellen. Come on, Kellen.
I'll help. No, you're going to do the next one.
Come on, Kellen.
Okay.
Gotta help.
Now, am I helping you or am I doing all the work for you?
Probably better.
That's a good question.
What is that? What is that? What is that? Perfect.
Come on, hurry it up.
What is this?
Shh. Count. You're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is. Just pick this point and this point right here. Use those 2 points. Shh. Down 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. Yes, good job. M equals -2/3. Keep going. Where does it cross the y-axis? Shh. So B equals 4. Write the equation. Good job. What'd you write? I can't see it.
Y equals -2/3 x plus 4.
That's awesome. Perfect. Kate, go up there. Do the next one. Hurry. Quick like a bunny. Amira, put your jacket on, please, and thank you, ma'am. Okay. Draw right a little bit bigger than minute. Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay. I was gonna say I never had this equation.
Shh. I would first count. I would draw a triangle up and over from one point to the next. How much do you go up, and how much do you go over? So count that first.
3.
So you started at this point that you chose right here. This is the ordered pair -3, -3. So this right here is -3, and you're going up to this point right here, which is 1. 4. So your rise is 4. Write that down. Yep. Nope. Just us. You're writing a fraction. 4 over. Let's count how much we run. 2. Very good. Does 4 over 2 reduce?
Yes.
To what? 4 divided by 2 is 2. Just write it as 2. So that's my slope. M equals 2. All right. Where does that graph cross the y-axis? What's that point? Those are counting by 2s. 2, 4. What's exactly halfway in between 2 and 4? 3. That's your y-intercept. B equals 3. It's a little b, not a big B. A big B stands for something else. I know it doesn't sound important, but it really is. No. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. Write an equation. I thought he was going to say I was a big B, and I was going to be like, y equals, what's your M? You reduced it. X plus B. Very good. So little b is 3, M is 2, and Kate and Mira came up with the equation y equals 2x plus 3, correct? Yes? Awesome. Okay. We're almost done. I'm going to erase that. Give it a second. I'm just erasing this. It's already written up there. Go. Quick. Okay. So we are now going to graph 2 points, or we're going to graph a point and count slope. So I did this like a week ago with my Math 1 class, and they really struggled because they just struggled with the whole concept of counting slope, especially when the negative is not in the numerator, but it's off to the side of the fraction. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, when you see a negative sign and it's written off to the side? No, you don't? I mean like this right here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that one second, but I just want to talk to you about the easiest way to do this. So this is you're always going to start with the point. So that you're going to plot the point first. Plot the point first. So we're going to plot the ordered pair -2, -3. And then I'm going to take a really good look at my slope, and I'm going to try and decide what my slope means. And if my slope is not written as a fraction, I'm going to turn it into a fraction. So if my slope is a whole number, I'm going to write it over 1. So our slope is 3 over 2. Because it's positive, that means that I go up 3, right? I'm going up. And we always run to the right. Always. Not just sometimes, always. So from this little point that I plotted right here, I need to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I run to the right 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to put a new point. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to run to the right 1, 2. And I'm going to plot a point. So I have 3 nice points that I can connect with a line. Why are you shaking your head, Daniel? Am I doing something? What? With the little bubbles? Because I wanted to show that I was counting. This is for the video players at home, right? This is for the kiddos at home. That's not nice. Shh. Okay, stop. Be nice. Okay, so connect your points with a line. Two things. One, our lines need to make sure they have what at the ends of them? Arrows. And we're not doing dot to dots. Make sure you go through the points. Don't just go from one point to the next. This is not a dot to dot. Okay, good. Daniel, I'll do the next one without the squiggly bumps, okay? So first, I'm going to plot my point. First, plot my point. So my point is -4, +4. Then I'm going to look at my slope. And my slope is negative and then the fraction 1/4. So I always rewrite that because I feel like that is confusing. I don't know why, but kids just kind of can't process that. They think that, like, what's negative? Both are negative. What is negative in this? One of the numbers, not both, right? So you could either make the 1 negative or you can make the 4 negative. I always make the top number negative because that top number tells me if I'm going to go up or down. And since it's negative, I'm going to go down because we always run to the right. Always run to the right, like this. That's my right. That's your right when you look back. This is still your right side, Goober. If I was standing in the front, it would be your left. Okay, so I'm going to go down 1. It's going to kill me not to do the squiggly bumps. Down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a point. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to connect my 3 points with a fabulously straight line, making sure that I put arrows on the end of it. You guys feel good about that? You feel great about it? Okay. We have one more question. We are going to graph, and I know the graph is horrible. We're going to graph the line that passes through the points -3, -1, and 3, 9, and then we have to write the equation in the form y equals mx plus b. So let's plot our points. So I'm counting by 2s. So -3, -1 is about right here. +3, +9 is about right here. And if I draw this nice and straight, that's horrible. So I'm going to change the plan. I need to just write down these points really fast. -3, -1, and 3, 9. What do you guys know about Desmos graphing? Who said they hate Desmos? Okay, listen. If you knew how to use Desmos graphing calculator, you would love it. Let me show you why. Okay. So I'm going to plot those 2 points that we just talked about. I'm going to plot the point -3, -1. I'm going to have them label it. And then I'm also going to plot the point 3, 9. Shrink it up a little bit so you can see your 2 points. And then I'm going to go up there and draw on this screen, I think. Just need to shrink that up just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So we're connecting these 2 points with a nice straight line. Well, that's, start again. Judgment.
Mine's pretty bad too.
Okay, that's right. Here's the easier thing to do. We have to calculate the slope. Let's count how much we go up and how much we go over. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my slope, 10 over 6 reduces to what?
5/3.
5/3. Okay. Are you laughing at me?
No.
So where is this crossing the y-axis? It's crossing at 4. So what's the equation?
Y equals 5 over 3x plus 4.
Y equals 5 over 3x plus 4. You guys are amazing. You need more pages of notes.
How many?
What?
How many more pages of notes?
Shh, we just have one more page, I think. Let me look. Oh, yeah. Shh. No, this is it. That was it. We're done. This is your homework. Yes. Shh. Okay. So you have 2. Hang on. Let me talk. You have 2 pages of homework. It's a worksheet that I scanned. It's a front and a back, right? Front and a back. How many questions are there? I think 12. 16. 16 questions. 16. Yes. Thank you, Naya. Listen. So you have 16 questions of homework, but you also have